In this tutorial, we'll learn how to create shapes using SwiftUI and Core Graphics. Together, we'll build an interactive shape matching game that detects when two shapes are the same. This is the app that we will build. For example, if I move a triangle to the destination triangle that includes drop here, as you can see, the shapes are the same, and because the shapes are the same, the score is incremented by 1. So if I do it again, the score is incremented by 2, and it also generates a new shape onto the screen. So if I move a shape that isn't the same, for example, the star cannot be moved into the hexagon, it will show a message, shape does not fit. But if I move a hexagon into the hexagon, a point will be incremented. And this is the game we'll create. In this tutorial, we will create the pentagon shape and the triangle shape. So the first thing we need to do is to create a new Swift file. Name the file pentagon. And then import the following: SwiftUI, import Core Graphics, struct, pentagon, shape, and then, as we've done previously, we need to add our stubs from the shape protocol. Let center equals CG point. We need the XY overload. Ret mid X. Ret mid Y. And the purpose of that line is to calculate the center point of the rectangle, which will be the center of the pentagon. Let points equals 5. So the purpose of that is to define the amount of sides for the pentagon, which has 5 sides. Let radius equals min ret dot width ret dot height divided by 2. The purpose of that line is to calculate the radius of the pentagon, which is the half of the minimum dimension of a rectangle. Let angle increment equals dot pi times 2 divided by double points. And the purpose of that line is to calculate the angle increment between each point of the pentagon. The next thing we need to do is to initialize an empty path object that will construct the pentagon. Path equals path for I in 0 points. So this will loop through each of the points of the pentagon. Let angle equals angle increment times double I minus dot pi divided by 2. And that line, it calculates the angle for the current point of the pentagon. So next thing we need to do is the following. Let point equals CG point. We need the X and Y overloads. Center dot X plus cos angle times by radius now that's incorrect. That should be angle times by radius and for the Y parameter should be center dot Y plus sin angle times by radius. What that does, it calculates the position of the current point. So the next thing we need to do is what we've done in the previous tutorial. If I equals 0, so if it is the first point, then path dot move to point else path dot add line to point. Next thing we need to do is to close the path to form the pentagon. Path dot close subpath, and now we can return our new shape, which is a pentagon. I'll just compile it. Just compiling at the moment. So the next shape we need to create is a triangle. So we create another Swift file. And then name the file triangle. Import SwiftUI import core graphics. Struct triangle shape. I'll just add the stub. Create the path instance again, what we done previously. And now what we need to do is to do the following: path.move to CG point XY rect.mid x y.min y. So what that line does, it moves to the top middle point of the rectangle. The next thing we need to do, I spelled that incorrectly, that should be rect. Okay, that's correct now. So the next thing we need to do is to draw a line to the bottom of the left corner of the rectangle. Path.addLine, CG point, we use the X and Y overload, rect.min X, Y, rect max Y. And then we have to do something what we just done similar, which is path add line is similar to what we've done previously at the top, CG point. So I should have just copied it from the previous one, but just type it out manually then. X, Y. So for the X parameter, that should be rect.max X, rect.max Y. So that draws a line to the bottom of the right corner of the rectangle. And now we just need to close the path to form the actual shape. Path.close subpath. And then we just return our new shape to the calling routine. Return path. Now I'll just build it just to make sure there's no errors. So in the next tutorial, we will create 2 more shapes. That includes the star shape and a shape type object. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.